Hello, I'm having one of those days where everything just goes wrong and the vibe just feels weird and I can't get anything right. So apologies if this video is just a bit weird. But anyway, happy December, Perfume buddies. It's my very first recording session of the Christmas season. So naturally, what am I going to talk about in my Christmas makeup? I'm going to talk about Halloween smells, because you know how it is with BPAL when you're in a different country. It takes like quite a while to come, and the turnaround time with COVID and everything, everything arrived after Halloween, and as usual I wanted to give them at least a week to settle. So finally my Halloween smells are ready for me to talk about, but I think that's good because they have, when I last checked BPAL's website, they did say due to COVID everything is kind of going to be late. Like the Yules I think are going to drop late, they're going to arrive late. Like I don't think many people are going to get their Yules in time for Christmas, and that's just how it is. And I guess the American people, you might be a bit kind of like about that, whereas living in the UK, getting Yules in time for Christmas is very rare. So I'm pretty used to it. I just have my old previous Yules that I pull out and I get excited about those again. So that's what I do for Yule. But anyway, returning to the Halloween ones, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had a bit of a splurge and I was a bit broke, but they are so good. Oh my goodness, they are so good. So I'm excited to talk about those. But first of all, I just want to say, because I'm hoping I'm going to catch the relevant person if I say this in this video, but I got this in the mail the other day, a bottle of hypnotic poison from Monique, and you didn't leave me your email or anything, so there was no way I could thank you personally. So I'm hoping you will see this video. But basically what it said on the tag of this was that I had, quite a while back, I had described in great detail the scent that was clinging to a leather jacket I got from a thrift store, and Monique was like, I think it's this. I think this is what the smell was. And you know what? I am pretty sure she's right, because I am loving this thing. It's that buttery, vanilla-y, like I think it's supposed to be hazelnut, isn't it? I think it's supposed to be more hazelnut, but to me, I get this rich, buttery, lovely vanilla, and it's the smell that was on my leather jacket. And the thing is, a lot of you guys told me as well when I described this, you said, I think it's hypnotic poison. I was like, no, it's not. I smelled that years ago. No, it's not. Turns out you were right, I was wrong. So thank you, huge thank you to Monique. I absolutely love this. This is literally the first bottle of cosmetic perfume I have had since I was a teenager. So that's pretty amazing, and I like it. So now I'm all this, like this, God, I've been such a perfume snob for so many years. I've been like, commercial perfumes, I don't like them. And now it turns out actually Dior, hypnotic poison, lovely buttery vanilla. But anyway, so thank you very much, Monique. That was amazing of you. And it came on a day when I was having a rubbish day, and it came, and I was like, this is so lovely. So it was perfectly timed and lovely of you. So thank you very, very, very much. But anyway, onwards to the smells. I will save you my obligatory bitch fit about the fact that I had to fight yet another battle with Parcel Force to get this. They claimed that it was lost. They claimed the seller hadn't sent it properly. I literally had to complain to them twice and describe, saying, look, I even know what the parcel looks like. Go and search the warehouse. I know what the parcel looks like. It's going to be a blue and white USPS box with an orange sellotape on the front. That's what you're looking for. And 2 days later, it arrived at my house. They're running a racket. I swear to God, this is about the 6th time. All of my BPAL, it goes missing, and I have to complain. And first of all, they're like, no idea. The seller must be at fault. USPS must be at fault. It's not our fault. And when I get really accurate about what they're looking for, and I tell them, this is like a valuable parcel, it just miraculously turns up at my door. But if I wasn't to complain about it, where would it go? You are running a racket, Parcel Force. You know you are. So seriously, if you're in the UK and you are buying BPAL, make sure you watch your tracking like a hawk. And if it just drops off and it goes silent for like days and days on end and nothing happens, I know I sound like a mad conspiracy theorist here, but if it just nothing happens, get on Parcel Force's website and complain to them. Tell them it's valuable. Tell them that it's going to look like this. because it's always going to look like this if it's BPAL, and get them to search the depot, and you will just find it miraculously turns out that they are running racket, I swear to God. But anyway, I said I was going to spare you my obligatory bitch fit, but it's obligatory, I have to have it. So anyway, I'm going to start with Pumpkin Doob. Here is the label art. Pumpkin Doob, the notes listed are simply a pumpkin spiced spliff. And this one, actually, I ended up making 2 orders and getting my shipping combined because I initially didn't order this, and then about 5 minutes later, I had this absolute sweeping fit of regret, and I thought, come on, man, how can I not buy Pumpkin Doob? A pumpkin spiced spliff, like weed and pumpkin spice. That sounds weird, but it also sounds wonderful. I have to have it, so I ended up placing another order literally just to get this. This one was pretty loud straight out of the mail. Some of these, obviously, like, it's, you know, it's cold weather at the moment. You get them fresh out of the mail and they tend to be, you can barely smell them. They're a little bit weird. They definitely need to settle in cold weather particularly, but Pumpkin Doob was pretty much like in the sinuses straight away, and I love it. Even though, to me, I don't know where they're getting pumpkin spiced spliff from, because I really don't get weed particularly from this. Like, there's something very, very fruity about this smell, but it's not particularly, you know how you get, well, if you smoke weed anyway, you know, very sativa-y weed, it tends to have this citrusy, fruity smell to it. There's a hint of that, I guess. Like, if I really think it's meant to smell like weed, I can imagine like fruity green sativa. But mostly to me, it smells like apple candy, like kind of, oh, you know, like the fizzy apple candies that you get with like the fizzy sugar on the outside? It's like that. But the thing that does to me smell a little bit pumpkin spliffy is, you know, if you've ever rolled blunts with that, I don't even know what it's called, but that weird like cigar outside stuff that's like this brown woody stuff that you basically roll a blunt with, you know, that you put all your stuff in, you roll it up, and I don't even know how you get it to stick because it's like this woody crumbly stuff. It does have that slightly like fruity, woody kind of blunt smell to it a bit. And obviously the pumpkin spice, clear my nose, the pumpkin spice is just kind of there in the background. It's like, it's spicy, but it's mostly like a spiced fizzy apple concoction. That's kind of how it smells to me. It's a really happy, perky, cozy smell. I think that's the word I would want to use really for it, is cozy. It's very, very autumnal and cozy and lovely. But yeah, it doesn't stink of weed to me. Like, I don't particularly get, this is weed, like that doesn't occur to me. So I'm still waiting on an actual weed scented perfume from BPAL. I'm still waiting on that. But I do love pumpkin spice doob. It has the right vibe, that's the main thing. It has the right vibe for, I think, getting stoned at Christmas and Halloween. In fact, it's almost more of a Christmas smell, actually, with the spiced appley smell that it's got. It's almost more Christmas than Halloween. So if you are looking for like a Yule scent that you can get now, like maybe go for Pumpkin Doob. Because it does have that, it does really flash me back to getting stoned with my brother and his friends at Christmases when he would come home from uni, and they'd all come home from uni, and my boyfriend would be round too. And it would just be a load of us teenagers getting stoned before Christmas in this wonderful little grotto basement that one of his friends had. And this is the vibe. This is the vibe of that in a fucking bottle, and I dig that. So Pumpkin Doob. Sorry, I've waffled for so long just on Pumpkin Doob because I love it so much. But anyway, moving on from a very happy one to a very mournful one. This is Doleful Pipe Organ, and the notes they list for this are a dramatic and doleful scent, black oud and vetiver with burgundy pitch, oh my goodness, how do you say this, gaiac wood? Gaiac wood, opoponax, velvet black cacao absolute, and incense smoke. So this one for me, I love oud, burgundy pitch, well, like pitch being, usually you think of pitch being pine kind of scent, but when you say burgundy pitch, no idea what that is. Gaiac wood, woods are nice. A Popanax is one of those I can never work out what it smells like. But black cacao, absolute, very nice. And I think it was the incense smoke and the black oud that really got me. And the vetiver was kind of like, I'm not really keen on vetiver, but incense smoke, cacao, oud, basically anything that's got oud and smoke in is going to catch my eye. So this one was really quiet when I first got it. I remember remarking to my mum, like, this one is supposed to be dramatic. Can you even smell it? And yeah, you could barely smell a thing when it was new. However, it's now very, very strong. It's now got tons of throw. So it just shows how much these things settle when you leave them to warm up. But now it really is. It's very dramatic and it is very doleful. It's almost so depressing, this scent, that I can't see myself wearing it much because it's, well, I suppose not depressing, but it's very somber. It smells very rainy somehow. It's got this very damp, rainy smell to it. And I'm not quite sure what that is. Like maybe the pitch and the wood. And I think oud, actually black oud, much as I think of black oud as being quite a warm scent, I think that's mostly because the main oud blend I have is the pumpkin, musk and black oud one, which is such a warm scent because of the pumpkin. Whereas I think oud actually smells quite cold on its own. As usual with the incense smoke, not smoky enough for me. A little bit smoky, but not super smoky. Now this one I'm really on the fence about. I wanted to try this one on as one of the ones I do at the beginning because it does morph a lot. And one of the things that's a bit about this scent is that sometimes it seems to go soapy on me. And if you know anything about me and perfume, soapy is one of those big alarm words for me, that the minute I see soapy in a reviews thread, I'm like, I don't want that perfume. I don't like to smell soapy. I don't like clean smells. I like, you know, kind of spicy, interesting smells. I don't like soap, but that just makes me sound like a real soap dodger. I stink. I don't like soap, but it is. It's like this very soft, sad kind of like morning scent, but soapy slightly at the same time. Like a very expensive, gorgeous, expensive soap that you would wear after someone died and you're in mourning. And it's a bit Victorian. So it's a vibe, right? It's a vibe, but I don't know if it's my vibe. I really need to try putting this one in a scent locket because that initial blast of like dramatic, mournful, damp, rainy feeling that I get before my skin just fucks it to hell. I really like that. So I definitely need to try this in a locket and hope that it doesn't morph. Like usually things don't morph in a locket. So it might be a keeper, but on my skin, it just goes too soapy. I mean, it's pretty. It's lovely, expensive soap, but I think it's just too soapy for me. So hopefully it works in a locket. Otherwise, it's going to have to go in the sales pile. So moving on to one that I love and that I was obviously going to love. And there was no way I was not going to love this one. And this one is Pumpkin Spice Cinnamon Buns. There are no listed notes because that's literally just what it is. So this one, initially I got it and I was a touch disappointed initially because fresh out of the mail it smelled so close to Frosted Pumpkin Spice Cookie that although I love that scent, although it's one of my all-time favourite Halloweenies, I was like, well, I don't really need another bottle of it, and this is exactly the same, but it has now just changed quite a bit. And sorry, I'm trying to keep Pumpkin Doob out of the way because Pumpkin Doob is really strong and it's kind of corrupting my sniffing experience here. But Pumpkin Spice Cinnamon Buns, the cinnamon has become slightly drier now that it's kind of warmed up in my house, and it almost slightly reminds me of Three Witches, their very, very, very old scent that they discontinued back in about 2005, which was just cinnamon, white pepper and clove, I think, but it was this very dry, lovely cinnamon scent. I finally got a bottle off eBay years back and I treasure it like hell because it just reminds me of being a teenager, and And I know it was a very popular scent, Three Witches, and a lot of people didn't manage to get any before it was discontinued. So if you are one of those people and you still wish you had some Three Witches, this might be for you. But anyway, it's a lot drier and more spiced and more cinnamony than Frosted Pumpkin Spice Cookie, and it doesn't have so much that gooey kind of cookie note. Like, this is more about the frosting and the spice. There's like a lot of frosting, and it's that, you know, that kind of like runny icing sugar frosting that you do get on cinnamon buns and is delicious. Oh, I want a cinnamon bun now. I really do. I'm just seeing like a floating vision of the Cinnabon that I tried in America, and we bought them thinking they were going to be about this big. And if you've ever seen a Cinnabon, they're like this. And we got one each, and we finished them, and we were covered in cinnamon slime. And I just remember my friend going, let's never do that again. And that was our experience with the Cinnabon, but I thought it was delicious. And this really, it smells like a Cinnabon with just like a hint of pumpkin spice in it. So basically it's pretty much all Cinnabon with just this sprinkle of pumpkin spice, and like most of their foodies, it's a really, really true foodie. It really smells like what it's meant to smell like. So moving on to another one that I love. In fact, I think this one might be my absolute favourite, along with Pumpkin Doob. This one might be my favourite of the whole lot, and that is Dead Leaves on Fire. Now, the Dead Leaves selection this year, oh my god, they all look so good. And as soon as I'm done shooting this video, I'm gonna shooting this video. Don't I sound pretentious? As soon as I'm done filming this video, I am going to shooting. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go and look up the reviews for all the other Dead Leaves scents, because there was what, like Dead Leaves and Marshmallow, Dead Leaves and Cinnamon Buns, wasn't there also? They were like, they sounded good, but I was weeping my eyes out. I felt like I had to whittle it down to just one, and I went for Dead Leaves on Fire. Obviously, my thing for smoky scents, even though I've said like many times BPAL are rarely smoky enough for me, I was like, come on, Dead Leaves on Fire, I've got to give it a go. I'm a huge Typo Negative fan. Her perfume smells like burning leaves. We've all been on the hunt for that scent forever, and this one, it literally is that one. It is. I mean, I know I've said this about Samhain and Samhainophobia, that they have that vibe too, but Dead Leaves on Fire, finally, I have to just like, you know, hark the herald angels sing. I have to say, it's smoky enough. It is smoky enough for me. Finally, there is a scent that is legitimately smoky enough for me, and I'm so happy about it. And it's nice smoke too, because they did, it was a few Halloweens back, they did one that I think was just called Bonfire. I thought it was something like that anyway. It was bonfire smoke or something like that, and it was this very acrid, very dirty smelling smoke that I hated. I couldn't deal with it. It was smoky, but it was not the right sort of smoky for me. This is not that. This is a very lovely, like it actually smells like, you know, when you come back from a bonfire or whatever, and you have the smoke from the bonfire clinging to your clothes, but it's not acrid. It's like just a nice kind of comforting bonfire-y sitting around a campfire smell. It's that kind of smoke, and I love it. With just like the underpinning of that crunchy, dusty, slightly bitter, lovely dead leaf scent. And oh, it's so good. It's a work of art. Seriously, I mean, this one, if the Yules are not to my taste, I was going to say if the Yules suck, but come on, they never suck, they're just not to your taste. So if the Yules are not to my taste, I will probably end up getting a backup bottle of this, because I love it so much. Even though it's ridiculous, because I pretty much never go through a whole bottle of anything, because I use too many different perfumes. I can't settle on one. I never really need backup bottles, but this is so good that I have been wearing it a lot, and it's lovely. So Dead Leaves on Fire, huge love for that. However, really wish I'd also gone for some of the other Dead Leaf blends, so I'm gonna have to peruse the reviews in a minute. But anyway, moving on to One that honestly I'm keen to try this again because I still haven't made up my mind about this. And this one is Pumpkin Booze. Oh, ignore my doorbell. This one is Pumpkin Booze, and the scent notes listed are an autumn hooch scent that even the most devoted teetotaler might love. Pumpkin spice syrup poured over bourbon with a twist of orange zest and cinnamon clove rimming sugar. Wow, actually, I hadn't read the notes for a minute. I thought it was just basically like rum with pumpkins in it or something. But this one, I do want to try it again because I've been kind of on the fence about it, honestly. That it seems to morph all over the place and I can't work out quite... Ooh, today it smells like wet dog. Yeah. What is the booze? It's meant to be bourbon, but to me it smells more like Scotch. You know how Scotch whiskey kind of has that weird stank to it that sometimes I really like it, but sometimes, like, I still remember visiting the Scotch whiskey factory when I was a kid and I was too young to like the smell, and the smell was so pungent that my little Aspie brain could not handle it. And that's kind of what I get from this a little bit. It's very, very sticky. And that wet dog, where is that wet dog smell coming from? Like, I love wet dogs, but I don't want to smell like one. It's interesting. I can slightly smell the orange zest. I can smell the cinnamon clove rimming sugar. But you know what it is? I think it's the pumpkin spice really, really clashing with the bourbon. Because I also have pumpkin spice absinthe, and that has the same, like, what the heck is this thing going on? Admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of absinthe smells, or absinthe at all, really. Sorry, lost all my goth points there, but I drank myself sick on Pernod when I was about 16, and aniseedy drinks, bleh. But anyway, pumpkin spice absinthe, just the clash of booze with pumpkin spice, like a very flavoursome booze with pumpkin spice, is just not good. And this is kind of the same. As it's drying down, it is getting a bit more kind of coherent. It's getting a bit spicy and a bit boozy and almost Christmassy with the orange and the clove and the cinnamon. Like, there's so many good things there. Like, I want to love it. Like, my nose wants to love it. But there's just something a bit wrong there too. I don't know. I don't know about that one. That one, I'm not going to just get rid of it immediately because I do feel like it's probably a morpher. It's definitely a morpher. It's all over the place. So I'm going to leave it for a while. Apart from anything, the post is so bad at the moment, it's not really a good time to start trying to sell BPAL. But I don't know that this is going to be a keeper forever. Like, it's annoying because there is a lot of good in there. And honestly, like, now that it's drying down, the bourbon note is getting tasty. It's gone from Scotch whiskey to bourbon, which I much prefer. And the bourbon note is getting tasty there. I just don't know that it belongs. Like, if I single out the bourbon note, I'm like, that is tasty. But with everything else, I just don't know that it belongs for me. And the closer I get to my skin, the more of this weird, like, burnt tire wet dog thing I get. So I would say maybe it's my skin, but no, because I literally, as soon as I opened the bottle, I was like, wet dog, what is that? So it's not my skin for once. Yeah, I'm gonna give that some time and come back to it and see what I think, but I don't think it's going to be a winner. So anyway, moving on to the final one, which is one that is Not my normal kind of thing at all. This one is Midnight Bonfire, and they describe it as lighting the path between the worlds, the beacon at the threshold. Ooh. Night Blooming Jasmine, see there's the one that makes it not a scent for me normally, Night Blooming Jasmine. Smouldering Maple Leaves, a cluster of patchouli, and blackened tea leaf, black sage and pinewood smoke. So you see, this was the thing. I liked the sound of everything in it, apart from the fact that I hate jasmine, basically. But I was like, look, it's been a while since I tried anything with jasmine. This sounds so good. I'm going to try it. To be honest, I think I did what I tell people never to do. And I got sucked in by the name. The fact that it was called Midnight Bonfire, I thought that sounds amazing. And although it does have pinewood smoke in it, and blackened tea leaf and smouldering maple leaves and all these smoky things, the Night Blooming Jasmine, like, dude, that is a death note for me. Why did I not listen to that? But actually, I am still making my mind up about it, because although the jasmine is strong, there is something very cool to me about having a perfume that is like, this is not something I would normally wear. The jasmine really hits me in the face. Like, I have read the reviews actually on these, and most people are like, they're not like jasmine, 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 it screams jasmine. So I think I'm really hypersensitive to jasmine, or my skin amps it, because I get a lot of jasmine, but it's very pretty. It's beautiful. Like, the reason that jasmine has become such a death note for me, I think, is that I used to see it in like Night Blooming Jasmine. Does that not sound eloquent and gothy and beautiful? Night Blooming Jasmine. It sounds lovely and it sounds gothy and spooky, and then you get it and it turns out that it's like a big in-your-face white floral, and it's not something that I wanted to be wearing as a teenager at all. But mingled with all the smoky things, it actually finally smells dark. Like, it is jasmine that smells dark, that actually sounds like night blooming spooky jasmine. It finally smells the way I always wanted it to smell. And it's smoky, but it's not crazy smoky, but it's pretty smoky. And I don't know what note it is. Black sage maybe, and pinewood smoke, that makes it smell a bit like a forest, like you're out in a forest with these lovely like night blooming flowers. God, I told you I was on the fence about this one, but actually it's been a few days since I tried it, or a couple of days since I tried it, and I'm loving this now. Yeah, it's atmospheric as fuck. It's so smoky. It's smoky and foresty. You just feel like you're walking through a forest at night, and there's like smoky smells, and there's these peculiar night blooming flowers around you, and oh, that's beautiful. And it's, as I say, it's like it's I've lost the power to speak. It's like something I don't have anything like in my collection, because I have no jasmine smells. I don't have anything that's this floral, and I love, you know, I mean, you see my videos and things, you know, I love changing my appearance with every video, and with hair and with makeup and things, and I love it with perfume as well. The idea of having a perfume that's like a completely different character than yourself, and like just stepping into being a different person. And Midnight Bonfire is like that. It's not a Dorian perfume, it's somebody else's perfume, and I'm wearing it. And that's something that feels sneaky and sexy, and I like it. So yeah, that's a big win. So overall, I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 that I love, with Pumpkin Doob, which is just so much fun and so lovely, and cinnamon spice, what is it? Pumpkin Spice Cinnamon Buns. Edible, lickable as fuck. That is gorgeous. And then over here, Dead Leaves on Fire is just everything. And then, see, Doleful Pipe Organ actually has passed through its soapy phase now. It's still a touch soapy, but yeah, it still smells very clean. It smells like very clean, freshly soaped skin now. But it's got a very peaceful aura about it now. Now that it's dried down, it's very smooth, very peaceful. I do quite like it. So Doleful Pipe Organ I'm still thinking about. Pumpkin Booze is getting better as it dries down. It is getting more cohesive. It just smells kind of like a drunk Christmas party now. which is interesting. So yeah, I think pumpkin booze might swing around eventually. If I leave it long enough and I really let it dry down on my skin before kind of wearing it out anywhere, I think I could come to like it. But yeah, Midnight Bonfire. Midnight Bonfire is another total work of art. So yes, I have 4 that I adore, and I have 2 that I'm kind of about. So that's pretty damn good out of 6. Actually, that's very, very good for blind buy bottles. But anyway, God, this is long, so I guess I'm going to shut up. But I'm very much looking forward to the dropping of the Yule collection. Although, as I say, I want more dead leaf scents, so I kind of hope that I hate most of the Yules so that I can buy more weenies with my order. That would be good. Also, I really hope it doesn't drop for like a little minute, because I'm kind of quite broke at the moment. But equally, with them saying you're not going to get it before Christmas anyway, then I guess it doesn't matter. I don't have to be like right on top of the Yule drop. It's not going to come in time for Christmas anyway, so whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out last year's and all my other years' Yules pretty soon, and maybe that's a video to make soon, as kind of a bit of a best of my recent Yules. I don't know, let me know if you're interested. Maybe that's a video I will make. But anyway, the weenies have been fantastic for me, so let me know if let me know if you had any good weenies that I haven't had. Thank you for tolerating me for the past half hour. I do love my BPAL family on here. It's lovely that there's so many of you who've found me through BPAL and who share this obsession with smells. It's wonderful that, you know, YouTube with its terrible new stat thing that's like, it always gives you a, you know, whenever you put up a video that doesn't get as many hits as your last one. It's like, look, I know BPAL perfumes, it's like it's a select subject. Not everyone's going to be into it. I know it's going to get lower views. You don't have to tell me every time, YouTube. You know, these are the people that I actually have a lot of stuff in common with, and I like making these videos. They're relaxing and they're fun, so stop at me, please, YouTube. I like my perfume family on YouTube. But anyway, this is a waffle, and once again, a huge thank you to Monique for gifting me Hypnotic Poison, which has been so lovely. It's so lovely to have a spray perfume as well. I love BPAL linen sprays because they're spray, but this being a spray perfume that I can get in my hair and my clothes, it's amazing. And it is, you were right, everyone who said when I got that leather jacket and I said buttery vanilla, everyone who said Hypnotic Poison, you were right, I was a dumbass. So thank you so much, Monique, for being determined to prove your point and gifting me it. You were brilliant. So anyway, this is long as fuck. I'm going to shut up and go away, but I'm quite enjoying doing Christmas makeup for the first time this year. Vampire eyes can be Christmassy, wowie. Anyway, waffle over, shutting up and going away. I hope you got some wonderful weenies, and I hope you're looking forward to the Yules and to Christmas too. But anyway, bye bye, over and out.